Give an update on the investigation of racist graffiti found in Day Hall.
And winter is here. We'll have your latest forecast and tips to beat the cold.
Plus, an exclusive live interview with former Syracuse basketball star Demetrius Nichols.
All that and your Orange Sports Update coming up on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning. I'm Cheyenne Nobrega. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Alex Peebles. We begin this morning with a look at a racially motivated vandalism in a freshman residence hall last week.
Alexa Roth and Morgan Trout are in studio with a timeline of events and some updates.
Last night, the Residence Hall Association held an open forum for students to voice their concerns regarding the incident of racial graffiti in a residence hall. Over 150 people attended the meeting in the Gifford Auditorium. The event occurred on Wednesday and was not reported until this Monday, prompting students to feel that their voices are not being heard due to the late response of the incident. People were chanting for Kent Syverud to speak on the incident. However, he is in D.C. for a conference. Other members of the administration were in attendance to address the students' concerns and to answer questions. Students were told the reason they were notified about the incident late is because the investigation is still active and ongoing. Students were reassured that the university is doing everything possible to get to the bottom of what happened and to prevent future incidents. Our Morgan Trow has what to expect going forward.
Thanks, Alexa. Junior Ephraim Ozabar has an idea of how to move forward. He co-created a petition calling for Chancellor Kent Syverud's resignation, and it has over 600 signatures so far. I spoke to him on FaceTime about his now viral campaign.
This tenure on campus, a lot has happened. Nothing's changed.
He's referring to the numerous incidents of reported racial attacks in the past 2 years, with the main one including Theta Tau and the assault on Ackerman Avenue. Ephraim says the chancellor is not doing enough. He is taking part in the hashtag NotAgainSU, a way to stand up against the university and how they deal with race-related violence.
The only consistent parts about Syracuse happen to be the snow and racism. It just keeps happening every single year. So
And he says he's exhausted with the administration asking marginalized students how to fix these issues because they shouldn't have to.
It should not be up to the oppressed to figure out a way to combat the oppression. It shouldn't be on us, because the problem isn't with us. It's with the oppressors all the time.
What he does know is that what the chancellor is doing is not helping. So he thinks SU needs a comprehensive change in how it deals with safety, diversity, and inclusion.
And we need prevention. We need measures that will prevent stuff like this from happening, not reactionary stuff.
The chancellor will resign, but he hopes that he will make a statement about the petition and also understands why students are calling for his removal. I will keep you updated with any more information. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Morgan Trow. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Morgan. Mornings on the Hill and NCC News will keep you updated as the investigation unfolds. Now, Alex, I don't know about you, but I've finally warmed up after walking here this morning.
Yeah, I'm slowly thawing out, but weather anchor Tom Vielkind is live outside University Ave. Tom, are you frozen yet?
Well, Alex, I'm a little chilly. Frozen 2 comes out next week, actually, but you could have fooled me because I'm pretty frozen out here myself. Look, we got snow, you can see that. We've actually had about 3 inches of snow so far, and those of you who aren't familiar with Syracuse, don't be surprised. It's going to snow early, it's going to snow often, and it's not going to stop. Look at our current conditions right now. It feels about 15 degrees out, but it feels like it's 5. The reason for that, humidity. When the air is humid, it's very, very hard to either cool down or warm up, and that's what we're seeing right now, almost 70% humidity. The other thing is going to be wind. Like I said last week, same thing again. That wind is going to cut through you like an icicle. So if you got layers, I suggest you layer up. I got my big jacket on right now. I got hat and gloves. That's the very least. If you got a face mask, I recommend that as well. But stay tuned. I'm going to have a lot more for you coming up later in the show about the conditions and what to expect.
Thanks, Tom. It looks pretty cold outside. As you can tell, students are waking up to snow on the ground this morning. Snowfall began last Thursday, but has continued on into this week. I was able to catch some of the first snowfall of the season and talk with some students about how they feel about the change in conditions.
As students looked outside their classrooms this week, they saw winter knocking at their door. Although it is not officially winter till next month, the Syracuse weather makes us all believe the frosty season is here. The first snowfall was Thursday, November 7th, and a winter storm warning went into effect for Monday and Tuesday. One Florida native is looking forward to the colder temperatures.
It's interesting. It's like my third official time actually seeing snow. So what I've heard about Syracuse University is that this is lightweight and that we haven't gotten anything that's going to be like serious until later on. But I mean, I'm just taking it in right now, so it's nice.
According to the National Weather Service, Syracuse has over 3 inches of snow on the ground. It was mild compared to what people expected, but it did not feel that way for many. The return of snow had some students really wishing they were back in summer.
Not excited at all. I just rucked in it yesterday. We did the 5K and it was really early and really cold and really gross.
I was prepared for it. I knew it was coming. It's around the time of year when the snow is about to happen, but I kind of want some more snow. I kind of want a blizzard to come.
The record-breaking cold front with temperatures in the teens will continue today and tomorrow morning, so you might want to grab some layers and bundle up. Syracuse University students, staff, and faculty paid tribute this week to the men and women who serve. Originally known as Armistice Day, November 11th has been the National Day of Recognition of Veterans Day since 1938. This fun run was part of the Day of Recognition. Around 100 people and a couple four-legged friends gathered in front of the Shine Student Center on University Place for the event. Some carried the flag, others carried rucksacks. They braved the cold and snow to complete the run, which is becoming a yearly tradition of our fellow students who are members of the ROTC.
Veterans Day included services at Hendricks Chapel, while at Byrd Library, students were given the chance to write letters of thanks to our servicemen and women. Many of them are far from home, and some of them Syracuse University alums.
Syracuse University's Autothon raised over $200,000 for the kids this year. The dance marathon took place on Saturday from 9 in the morning to 10 in the evening. The 12-hour event raises money for Upstate Galiciano Children's Hospital.
This is the 5th year SU has participated in the nationwide charity event. Autothon is a part of the Miracle Network Dance Marathon, an organization that raises more than $250 million for pediatric health across the U.S. This year, Syracuse raised almost $10,000 more than last year. Now, our Shoshana Stahl is live in studio with a member of an a cappella group on campus.
Thanks, Alex. I'm joined this morning by John McAbee, who's in Oi Capella. So can you just tell me, what is Oi Capella?
So Oi Capella is Syracuse University's co-ed, primarily Jewish a cappella group. We meet 3 times a week at the Hillel Center over on in Walnut Park, and we really just love singing all different kinds of music, from traditional stuff to all current hits, and we're really working on a lot of stuff that we're really excited to share with everyone.
So what makes Oi Capella different from other university programs?
Well, in my opinion, Oi Capella has given me an outlet to express myself musically, because growing up I didn't necessarily have that in high school. So Oi Capella is different because we're the only a cappella group that does that mixes in some traditional Jewish music, but we are open to everyone. Not everyone in our group is Jewish, and so we do kind of do a little bit of everything.
And you have a showcase coming up. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, so on tomorrow actually, we have our invitational concert at 8 p.m. in Stolken Auditorium in the Physics Building on Syracuse University's campus, where we will be showcasing a lot of the music we're working on. You'll be sure to hear anything from, wow, I'm drawing a blank. You'll hear lots of different music that we're working on that we're honestly really, really excited to share.
Is that free for students, or?
Yes, it is free for students, no ticket required. Just show up ready to listen to some amazing music, and we also have an amazing guest group coming, Orange Appeal, who's also another a cappella group here on campus.
And then how can students get involved if they wanted to join Oi Capella?
Yeah, so every semester, the a cappella community at Syracuse University holds auditions, usually in the first couple weeks of the semester. And so, you just show up with a verse and a chorus of any song, you sing it, and we go from there.
Great. So thanks once again to John for joining us this morning. Back to you guys at the desk.
How well do you really know your professors?
Our Jillian Andrews is live in studio to tell us some things you may not have known about one Newhouse professor.
Thanks, Alex. Dr. Kyla Wagner is a Newhouse professor this year, teaching graduate and undergraduate students media law. And she participates in some extracurricular activities you wouldn't expect from a scholar.
In addition to teaching, Wagner knows basically every form of transportation. Her father was an amateur race car driver, but cars are not all she knows.
I learned how to fly planes when I was an undergrad at Purdue University, and I was also on the sailing team when I was at Purdue.
And flying planes isn't the only thing Wagner does up in the air. Twice a week, Wagner freshens up on some unusual skills.
I am also an aerial silks artist. So if you think Cirque du Soleil, the people who are hanging on the really tall silks, I do that twice a week, as well as trapeze work. So if being a professor doesn't work out, I do plan on running away with the circus.
Wagner is also well known among her students for her nails.
So I pride myself in fashion, as I always like to say. No one said the First Amendment couldn't be fashionable. So in addition to a love of First Amendment law and silks and circus and all things automotive, I have a love and appreciation for fashion.
And when she isn't teaching, flying, or climbing silks, Wagner spends time with her dogs, Sheba and Mel.
But they are my world. It goes dogs, husband, rest of the world.
Wagner added that she feels she is in the right place.
But you all have an enthusiasm and a level of respect for your professors and their skills that I would say is unmatched. So I am very, very happy to be in Newhouse.
Wagner hopes to continue her successful teaching career while balancing her impressive hobbies. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Jillian Andrews.
Coming up here on Mornings on the Hill, our Allie Jenner-John sits down with an engineering student with a life-changing invention.
Also coming up, a live look at Orange sports with our own Sharif King. Stay with us for those stories and much more here on Mornings on the Hill. Welcome back. One electrical engineering senior at SU took his biggest challenge and turned it into something life-changing for himself and for others. Our Alexander Jenner-John is live in studio with more.
Thanks, guys. After being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes his sophomore year of college, Russell Fearon and his peer Ricardo Sanchez created a watch that monitors his and those who use it glucose levels. We have Russell here with us today. Russell, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good. So we're going to get to the watch, but first I want to hear a little bit about sophomore year and when you got the diagnosis and what led to you being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
So type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease in which it comes on sort of most of the time earlier. And I was 19 years when I started feeling sick and just under the weather. And I ended up in the hospital and they diagnosed me with type 1 diabetes. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. Managing it is extremely difficult. And it meant I had to totally adjust my lifestyle at 19 years old.
So you get this diagnosis. What challenges did you face that then led to the creation of the watch?
So, I mean, challenges are plenty. Pricking your fingers is no fun. And carrying around a huge kit of different supplies is sort of like embarrassing. And bringing that out when you're in class and you have to do these things pretty much whenever it has to be done. So whether I be in class or in a meeting or in a restaurant, it means I have to get up and go to the bathroom or search for privacy. And that's sort of a life that I don't want to be living. I don't want to have to hide and search for privacy and things. So me and Ricardo we got together in a program on Syracuse campus actually, and we thought of this idea, this brilliant idea, to bring all of these things that we saw that I was using and put it into something that young people like me are used to in a smartwatch.
So you created this watch. It monitors glucose levels of those with diabetes, and you brought it to a conference recently. You want to tell us what conference you brought it to and what came out of that?
Yes. So I actually went to a few one competition before, and it was amazing. I did a great job, and somebody there gave me the opportunity to work at the American Heart Association with a chance to win $50,000. And I'm thinking, nah, no way, because the competitors were real. They were real CEOs with real companies that have already been existing. But October 18th, I put all the work that I've been doing for the past 8 weeks, and I won the first place. I won first place and the fan favorite prize.
So how much was the grant?
It was $55,000 altogether.
And what do you and Ricardo plan to do with that money?
So honestly, in the forefront, there's a lot of boring things that we have to do, such as incorporate our company and work out the patents and everything like that. But we are continuing to develop our watch and hopefully bring people on to help produce this product as soon as possible.
Awesome, Russell. Thank you so much. That's incredible. I'm here with Russell. Thanks so much. I'm Alexandra Jenner-John for Mornings on the Hill.
Thank you.
Syracuse winters are brutal, but one store gives students winter clothing options that won't break the bank.
Our Dana Casulo joins us live from a secondhand clothing store to tell us where the hot deals are this winter.
That's right, I'm here at 315 and it is a secondhand shop where you could get all your winter essentials for a reasonable price. And what really caught my attention was the jackets here. They have lots of jackets. And this one is a Free People jacket. It's only $30, and the prices are really cheap. They range from $15 to $30 for the jackets. So this one was Free People. They also have a lot of other brands. They have Calvin Klein, they have Tommy Hilfiger, they even have Nine West and Banana Republic. So you could wear these to class, or you could wear them for even a nicer occasion out at night. And you could also pair them with some winter boots. They have a lot of boots, and when I was looking through the boots, the highest price I saw was $20. So you could get a nice pair of winter boots for $20. You could pair that with your jacket, and you could have about an outfit for about $50. And you could even pair that with some hat and scarves. They have lots of hats and scarves that were only $5. But not only do they have women's clothing, they also have a lot of men's clothing that is further back in the store. And they have men's jackets, lots of designer jackets for men. You can wear those anytime to class, grab that and go. So layers are really going to be a key this winter, so you don't want to be spending a ton of money on winter items, so it's really good to get a bunch of items for a smaller price. But we will have more on that. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Dana Casulo.
It's been a difficult week for some, but Orange Sports still shines bright.
Our Sharif King has your full sports recap from the Hill.
Good morning, I'm Sharif King with your Orange Sports update here on Mornings on the Hill. Both field hockey and men's soccer played ACC tournament games this week. In field hockey, the Orange took on number 6 ranked Louisville in the quarterfinals and lost 1-0. That's a hard loss when you lose by just 1 point. Unfortunately, soccer also fell short, losing by 1 to number 4 ranked Virginia. The 2-1 loss dropped the Orange from the tourney in the opening round. Both teams made the NCCAA tournaments. However, in play, opening games this weekend. Here's a hit over the net that you have to respect. For the 3rd straight week, Syracuse Volleyball's Polina Sheminova is the ACC Player of the Week. And to top it off, the Orange volleyball team earned their 5th win in a row over Virginia Tech. This Friday, the Orange volleyball team will take on Miami at 7 p.m., and we hope that you join us to show support for the Orange in their push to keep the winning streak rolling. Syracuse women's basketball now has 2 games under their belt after their big 65-50 win over University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Orange's Digna Stremain had a career-high 5 trades, which is a big reason for the 15-point victory. Emily Engelstiller had their first career double-double, 15 points and 11 rebounds. It was also Syracuse's first double-double since Tiana put up 21 points and 11 assists against Fordham last season. Senior Gabrielle Cooper, junior Digna Stramaine, and freshman Talia Washington all scored in double digits as well, which also says a lot about the production for SU's women's basketball. The first game of the season for SU men's basketball kicks off. Well, they lost this past week, and Carmelo Anthony, the superstar, was in the building with almost 23,000 fans in the Dome as they tipped off their first season. The Orange lost to the NCAA defending champions Virginia by 14 points. The final was 48-34. It was the lowest number of points the Orange has ever scored in the Dome. Tonight, SU men's basketball will take on another shot at gaining their first win against Colgate at 7 p.m. inside the Dome. And now, a former Syracuse basketball star and Orange commentator sits down with our Michelle Knezovic.
Thanks, Sharif. I'm joined this morning with Demetrius Nichols, former SU basketball player. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
After playing basketball at SU and then professionally, what maybe started the transition into broadcasting for you?
I would say about 2-3 years ago, you know, basketball is not forever, so I like to plan ahead and plan early. You know, getting to the gym early, you know, you can say that. And just preparing for the future, the next chapter of my life. And broadcasting is something that I always thought about doing, and it kind of basically just happened. And I just started to, you know, do some research, started to study, and, you know, it just happened.
So what's it been like so far? I know you've called a couple games for the ACC Network Extra. How has it been for you so far?
It's been great. It's been great. I have some great coaches in John Nicholson. He's been showing me, molding me, giving me ways to study how to be a true professional, and he's been a great coach, great mentor to me. So the transition has been great.
And transitioning to covering your alma mater, you're back here on Syracuse's campus, covering the basketball team. What's it like working with them, maybe from a different position?
It's definitely different, you know, because I'm usually out there, you know, playing and running up and down the court, jumping up and down, but I see the game from a different aspect now, you know, from a chair, and I'm able to talk to the people, talk to the ear and talk to the eye, and give the people another way to look at the game on why something happened or how something happened. So it's been great, and I enjoy it.
And then what do you think, looking at yourself now and broadcasting for your alma mater, what would you tell freshman Demetrius coming into college?
I would just say, have fun, don't worry, as long as you work hard and put the time in. It's like playing basketball. You want to get to the gym early, you want to work hard, you want to stay late, and do all the extra stuff that is going to help you to be successful. And that's the most important thing, is putting yourself in a position to be successful, and hopefully, you know, things will happen. So don't worry, have fun.
Don't worry, I love it. Thank you so much again for joining us today this morning. Demetrius will be the ACC Network analyst this Saturday in the studio for the men's basketball versus Seattle game. The pregame show will start at 6:45 on Cuse.com. I'm Michelle Knezovic for Mornings on the Hill. Back to you guys at the desk.
Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, how much longer will we need the extra warm coats?
Tom Fieldkind is back with your full weather forecast. Stick around.
Hey guys, so I'm back in the studio. I can feel my fingers. That's a great feeling when you can feel your fingers, let me tell you that much. We actually warmed up a little bit. I think it was 14 when I first talked to you guys outside. Now it's 15, feels like 5 still. Humidity's about the same. Actually, I think it is the same. So chance for snow tomorrow. We might see some snow tomorrow. I'm not quite sure if we will. 20% chance over here in Syracuse. That's pretty much standard. It's the highest you're really going to see across central New York area. Capital District as well. Probably not going to see much snow tomorrow at all. For tomorrow, early in the morning, like I said, we might see snow tomorrow. We might not. It's really looking like we're not gonna. Early tomorrow is going to be 19 degrees about. And it's really not going to get above 25, but, you know, it might honestly just feel like 15 for the rest of the day, because, you know, it's going to be humid. Radar right now. Southwest New York is really the only area that, right over here, Southwest New York is really the only area that did see some precipitation as of earlier this morning. Binghamton right about now is actually going to feel a little bit more, and Binghamton's actually going to be pretty much the coldest it's going to be across central New York, actually. Syracuse,
19, like I was saying earlier, it's, you know, it says 19, but it's really going to feel a lot more like single digits because of that high wind chill and high dew point. So for the 5-day, for the rest of the week, we're really not going to get too much above 40. We might see some snow on Friday. It's really going to be a wintry mix. If we do see snow, guys, it's really just going to be a dusting. It's not going to be a lot, I promise you that much. But you know what? At the same time, it's Syracuse, so the snow might just say, forget your promises. We're going to give you a ton of snow, which is entirely possible.
Well, do you have any advice for people who maybe aren't used to this cold weather?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a significant population of the school who this is their first Syracuse winter. The best thing I could say is get a good pair of boots like these ones I got here. Wool socks I got underneath these. Keep your feet warm.
Need those for
yes,
sure.
no, Timberland socks. I mean, I don't want to plug a brand or anything here. My Timberland socks are keeping my feet nice and toasty. Even when I was outside, my face was nice and cold, but my Piggly Wigglies were nice and warm.
I mean, I'm from Hawaii, so I'm definitely a little scared for this winter. I don't know what to expect, honestly.
Expect snow, and expect it to stay for a long, long time.
Oh, good, good, good.
It won't be too long. Once we hit March, it'll be all.
Yeah, exactly. Only 5 more months.
That is going to do it for us this Wednesday here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Cheyenne Obrega. Follow us on social media.
And I'm Alex Peebles. Thanks for watching.